you think that doesn't happen more often? What's difficult about it, and what does it take to do that?
I mean, sheer numbers of how many are 5 stars, and I think also there's not as much weight put in stars. I mean, it sounds good, and it's an evaluation, right? If they're going to keep score, you might as well try to win. But I can't say that I've got some 4 stars in my room that I'll take over some of the 5 stars in their class anyway. So it just so happens sometimes those kids are interested. You want those kids, and I don't know why other schools haven't, but it's a good thing to try to do.
I know keeping guys happy is not your job, but is that going to be even tougher than usual with all the talent you have this year? Maybe some guys are going to be just out of the rotation, and
I mean, it's all going to be based on what's earned and their performance. So I'm not trying to keep anybody happy. I mean, I'm just going to play the guys that deserve to play. The best players will touch the ball, and if you're not as good as them, you need to get better. There's no other way to do it, and it's a great problem to have. Competition is going to yield success. So if they want more playing time or more touches, they just need to get better, and that's kind of been our mantra.
Zach,
Urban
I know
just
you guys
kind of
are up against the numbers game right now. You guys have room for another receiver in the 17 class?
You never know. It all depends on how it shakes out.
Urban just mentioned in there that Noah Brown and Corey Smith will likely be the starters. Who are their top backups, or is that still kind of a fluid situation?
It's really fluid. Like I said earlier, I mean, I've went into every season saying if we're going to be the best wideouts in the country, we need to have 6 starters because of the up tempo and how we run our offense. I can't have Noah and Corey and some backups. Like, I need 6 guys that are going to go into every game, that whoever earned it that week will start, and the other ones will play just as many plays. So I don't know who it is yet, in a good way, but we'll see.
I was going to say, good problem to have.
It's a much different problem than when you don't know who it is because you don't have anybody
You don't have
ready.
any good guys.
It's a great problem. I'd much rather have it this way.
Can you break down what you need specifically to see from guys to make sure that they're game ready?
It's different for every kid. Every kid has a couple weaknesses they need to strengthen and a couple things that I need to see them do in a live environment. So, I mean, I could go through all 12 guys. We'd be here for a while, but, just each kid, I can't stamp anybody as game ready. There's a couple that are really close. But I need to get that weakness, and we need to strengthen it so that when it's game time, they're ready.
Zach, you've been at Ohio State for a few years, and I know you can't talk specifically about names and stuff, but is this the best, deepest recruiting class you've ever seen on paper?
Yeah, probably on paper. I mean, you never really know until they get here, but it's up there, that's for sure.
And so I just wonder, what it's like in that room when you guys spend so much time thinking and planning and traveling and recruiting and calling and all this stuff to see the results. Obviously, this place wins championships. That's people in the NFL like to do it.
Our situation right now with how successful we're doing in recruiting and how tight we are on scholarships has really built competition just amongst the staff alone. Like, you better bring in a big time dude, or we might not be able to take him because somebody else has a big time dude that might come. So you better be recruiting the best of the best in class, and if you are, then you better work and recruit hard to get them to come because you might not have a spot.
Coach, some of the times that your guys first get on the field are in special teams, like Terry McLaurin was a big asset there. What skills translate from special teams to going wide receiver? What do you guys look for?
Yeah, special teams is it's the gateway to the field, and to say that that's how they initially get on the field, they better be on the field as starters. Mike Thomas was on kickoff return last year, and he wasn't coming off. So they're going to be on special teams, whether they're a starter or coming on or trying to break into on the field. That's a non-negotiable option for them. They know that the impact that provides, and so the skill set wise, obviously your football position, your speed, and everything that we do, that every position will translate over. You're going to see it in special teams. You develop it in special teams, and so it's a good identifier, but it's also critical for everyone in my room to be involved if they want to be involved on offense.
So after some serious rehabs, when did you get the sense that Noah and Corey trusted their bodies again?
I think it's still a work in progress, but it's slowly it's just gotten better and better, and they've trusted their legs more. They've, tried them out a little bit, and we're able to efficiently get in and out of breaks, stop and start, and do those things. So it's not done yet. They're not. They still have moments where it's sore or whatever, but they look good.
How close is it to them being themselves?
Oh, it's almost done. It's almost there.
Zach, everything seems like it's win or loser here, even on your little field trip to the pool. You're always challenging guys.
Yeah.
Come on, make the leap. And even Corey said, I kind of conquered my fear that day.
He did. It's just kind of the culture of how we operate, just our unit and the whole team, really. So, it's something as stupid as jumping off a high dive. Corey Smith has never been in water that's deep enough that he can't touch.
Right.
I'm looking at this great athlete. I mean, has a family. Like, I was jumping the water. He said, well, how do you get to the top? Like, when I go, I'm like, oh my, you just swim, you just get up there. And the look on his face when he came out of the water the first time was, he looked at me in my eyes, and in my soul, I just felt him say, please save my life, coach. And it was really fun, because it's cool to see somebody grow, and it's something as stupid as jumping off a diving board.
Zach, last week Noah said that this group of receivers, despite not being known nationally, is going to surprise a lot of people. First of all, do you agree with that? And then what about them makes you think that, or makes people think that this could be a surprise?
I mean, just because we're replacing 3 starters. I mean, there's a lot of names that maybe Buckeye fans know because they keep up in recruiting, or maybe they read preseason stuff last year, but nationally they haven't played a lot. I mean, it's not taking anything from them as far as talent, ability, and performance. I mean, if we're not the best receiver group in the country, I'll be upset and mad. So, do we have the players to do that? I think so. I mean, we're not there yet, but I think we will get there. And so, that's a valid point by Noah, that people will take notice if we are, because right now we're nobody. We're no names.
Is that the goal then? I mean,
It's
because
always,
they're so
it's always the goal, and it's attainable.
Urban just said that Curtis Samuel is the #1 playmaker on this offense. What's your reaction to hearing something like that? I'm sure you're not surprised.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. He's a special kid, special skill set, special talent, and he's really smart. So he's able to be a kind of a hybrid guy and do multiple things and pick things up quick, and he doesn't forget anything. I mean, when he was a running back 2 years ago, you'll throw him in a situation and like he remembers everything that he did back then that maybe you haven't gone into detail reteaching, and he just picks things up like it's unbelievable.
Hey, Zach, how many in your mind, as the recruiting coordinator, and I keep hitting you with these recruiting questions, but in your mind, what is the perfect number of this class getting to? I know it's hard, but is it just like if a 5-star kid commits, then we'll take him and worry about it later? Like, or do you at least have like a ceiling of we can't get past this?
But I mean, you do, but it's fluid. I mean, a kid maybe isn't performing well, might want to leave, or a kid that maybe gets hurt tomorrow. You never know. So it's a constantly moving number. But I mean, we have a number right now that could change tomorrow or could change the next day.
What's the number right now?
Oh, I have no idea. I'd honestly have to look.
Do you have to call other kids at your position when you get big booms and explain to them what's happening? And especially in a number crunch year, I feel like it'd be harder to explain to people that, hey, spots are moving.
I mean, you have to explain it as the process is going on. Like, listen, this is going to be tight now. If you want to come, you better come. So I'm not going to explain anything. They read Twitter.
Okay. All right. Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey, Zach.